Hello Internet, so nice to see you. Sometimes, in lead guitar, less is more. Yeah, I know what Ingwe says, how can less be more? More is more. But sometimes, it's true that at least less sounds better. Just because you have 7 notes in a scale does not mean you have to play all the 7 notes. Just because you have 3 notes in a triad does not mean you have to play all those 3 notes all the time. And especially just because you have 3 notes in a triad does not mean you have to play triplets every time you play an arpeggio. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have 3 notes, but can we do something different than triplets with that? Of course we can. Now this seems like an obvious idea at first, but if we actually take this seriously for a moment, we see that this affords us a lot of possibilities. Now, before we get into it, a word of warning. If you're planning to skim this video to go at the end and then come back at the beginning and then piece it together, I recommend you not do that. I mean, I know how this sounds. Of course, as a YouTuber, I would like you guys to watch my videos completely from beginning to end, but in this case, I'm saying this for you. You're gonna save a lot of time if you watch this video from beginning to end. If instead you skim to the end, then you come back at the beginning, then you watch some part in the middle and try to piece it together, you're gonna spend probably thrice the time to understand what's going on, and probably you're also gonna leave without learning anything new. So, you can do, of course, whatever you want. That was my recommendation. What follows is a fragment of a masterclass I gave to some of my online students. Here we go. Why we're playing 3 notes? Because it's a triad. Well, duh. But why we are playing 3 notes, okay? We are playing triad pairs, but nobody said we absolutely must play all the 3 notes out of each triad, okay? I mean, the music theory police will not arrest you if you don't play all the 3 notes in the triad. Let's not play all the 3 notes in the triad, and let's see what happens, okay? One possibility, for instance, is to play 2 notes for each triad. I mean, I know when I say this, it sounds obvious, like, duh, obvious, okay? But did you think of this before? I don't know, when this came up to me, I was like, that's the most obvious thing ever. But it was months after I learned the triad pairs that I thought, why don't we do only 2 notes, okay? So it's not the thing that it's obvious when you know it. How does it sound? It sounds this way. It's actually easier to play, and it sounds pretty good. Of course, I can play, now I'm playing the first example with the 2 notes on the first 2 strings, but I can play 2 notes on string 2 and 3. Or on string 1 and 3. Okay, and right now I'm playing all of them going down, same rhythm, etc. But remember that you can use all the variations we've seen before. Going up, going down, to up, to down, change the note order however you want, okay? Don't do the same thing all the time. Make sense so far? That's the starting point. That's the starting point, okay? Oh, incidentally, that's one thing I haven't said before. 2 things I haven't said before. First thing is this. We are playing those triads on the first 3 strings. Why? Because they're easy. But you can, of course, move them everywhere. Today we stay on the first 3 strings. Okay? Because the important point is not knowing all the patterns everywhere. The important point is knowing how to make some music with that. But you may like the sound better if you are on string 2, 3, and 4, for instance. And that's one thing. Second, right now I'm playing those triads as arpeggios. But if you play rhythm guitar, you can play those triads as... Suppose you have to play rhythm over a G chord, you can still alternate the G and F chord. The G chord will give you the rest note, the F chord will give you the tension notes, and you can alternate and create a G mixolydian or G dominant sound over a G triad, and you're not playing a solo, you're playing rhythm. It's a possibility. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead with this idea of playing only 2 notes of the triad, because, see, that's the beginning. That's the beginning. But how do we move forward from that? This way, we mix 2 and 3 notes per triad. And now it starts to be seriously mental, rhythmically speaking, okay? So for instance, I can play 2 notes on the G and 3 notes on the F, okay?
or vice versa, 3 notes on the G and 2 notes on the F. And yeah, and maybe going up and down too. Okay, again, I'm playing everything really square right now, so you guys can hear what I'm doing. But you can swing it, okay, to make it sound more jazz. You can speed it up to make it sound more metal. Okay, of course, 2 major chord will not really sound super metal. That's why I did all the combinations before. Okay, all the different options before. So you can alternate 2 and 3. Now, can you do more with that? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Here I'm playing 3 notes, then 2, then 2, then 3, then 2, then 2, then 3. Using different string choices for when I play the 2 notes. Alternating up and down. I have to sight read this because I don't remember it. Okay, it can become quite mental. So this sounds more or less this way. More or less. I'm not saying you do this in real time. You write it down, then you learn it, and then this becomes a phrase you can use, and if you like the sound, okay? Or with a bit of practice, you may be able to do some of this stuff in real time. There are a lot of possible combinations and a lot of possible things you can do. But then again, why 2 notes? Okay? Why we have 3 notes, but why we have to play 2 notes? Now you're thinking, I can play only 1. No, I'm not going in that direction. I'm going in the opposite direction. Why don't we play 4 notes? Meaning we repeat 1 note, okay? So those are the standard sweep arpeggios that we learn in metal, okay? It's more the metal sound if you want. Of course, I have no distortion, so saying this is the metal sound is like the, okay? But that's more the thing you do if you were a metal player. But can we use these in a slightly different way? Sure, I can mix 3 and 4. And why not? Okay? So, this will sound this way. Oops. I botched the last one. I'll do it again. Yeah, I made it. All possible ideas. So, you can play it only 2 notes, mix 2 and 3, or play 4 notes, mix 3 and 4. If you want, you can mix 2, 3, and 4 in any possible order. And again, you can play up and down in any direction, etc., etc. Practice slowly, okay? Don't practice too fast. I know the train has written in front race course, okay? Now, I'm fully aware of the irony. If you didn't do it yet, grab your guitar, try all those examples on your guitar. Playing them as opposed to just watching them, it's illuminating. And then, of course, I recommend also to try all those exercises with different triads, not only G and F. You're gonna find really soon that the hardest thing about all these is finding those triads in real time on the neck of your guitar. If you need help in learning your triads, visualizing them all over the fretboard, and also see what you can do with those triads, then I recommend you have a look at the Complete Chord Mastery guitar course. Complete Chord Mastery, it's not a book. It's a complete video course that takes you from the basics up. We do everything you need to know about harmony and chords on your guitar. All the theory is done straight on the fretboard. There is no theory for the sake of theory here. Everything is immediately practical, and everything is developed through exercises, so you know how to apply these immediately on your guitar. If you have just a minute, click on the link on the top right to check out Complete Chord Mastery. If you like this video, smash on that like button and don't forget to subscribe and click on notification, otherwise YouTube will not let you know when I put up a new video. And if you have any comment, feedback, suggestions, write them down in the comment. I enjoy reading from you and I make videos on your suggestions. This is Tommaso Zilio of musictheoryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy!